Okay, we're back with another Persona 4 Arena Ultimax episode P3. Okay, so for today, I think we'll be able to finish episode P3. Okay, so it seems that the rate I'm streaming, like each stream will go roughly go around 20% of it. Okay, and we're basically about to face show. Okay, so everybody like basically made a path for Labris just the same as for episode P4. Everybody's making a way for you to face off show, okay? And I think it's I think it's smart to let her be the protagonist of episode P3 because she did went through a lot, okay? Although like at the very least, I feel like episode P3 is done better than episode P4 because basically everybody here is going through the same thing with the exception of Elizabeth, Labris, okay? And with Elizabeth Labris, okay, at the very least, like you see something different. Especially Labris, you see a lot about what she went through, okay? And although like you see from different perspective, as long as you do use Naoto and Mitsuru, this three, I think you get the idea of the whole story, okay? But you have to go through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 iterations of roughly the same thing, okay? So having only basically 2 different iterations where episode P4, the P4 members are the main, while for episode P3, they are the P3 members and plus Labris is the main character. It's way more easier to stomach than P4A. Okay, so really wish that they should have done more of this from the beginning. But if I'm not wrong, like that's probably like the first time turning into a fighting game. So kind of like okay. So with that said, let's go into episode P3. The higher I climb, the thicker the red fog seems to get. The sounds of battle below me fade away as I go further and further up. Suddenly, a deep blue shape appears in my red-tinged vision. I stop.
おや、これはまたお会いしましたね、ラビリス様。
あんた、確かテオドアさん？もしかしてお姉さんを探しに？ここにはおれへんと思うけど。
いえ、姉上のことはもう良いのです。もし会えたとしても、私が知りたいことは姉上の口からは聞くべきではないのでしょうから。私の求めるものを知るためには、私自身がその答えを導かなければならない。そう、あなた方に教えていただきました。
そうなんや。なんやテオドアさん、ちょっと変わりはったんやない？
The question right now is whether they also going through similar parallel world, like whether Theodore actually guided the female protagonist of P3 and also male protagonist P3 exists. So in other words, they are going through the multiverse kind of thing. That's one thing I'm questioning right now because there's without a doubt the male protagonist for P3 exists because why? Because Elizabeth is she left the Velvet Room. Well, I wouldn't say she left the Velvet Room. She basically abandoned her duties, right? But she can still go back to the Velvet Room anytime she wants, okay? Because in one of the scenes, like she was in Velvet Room talking with Margaret even after she abandoned her duties, okay? So Theodore, we still haven't get any like confirmation about whether it's a multiverse kind of thing, or like he just popped out of nowhere, from time to time.
おや、そうでしょうか。あなた方を見て、私も少しばかり、いや、大きく見識を広めましたので。
せやね。うちも今度の戦いでいろいろ分かったことがあって。
ほう。お伺いしてもよろしいですか？
ああ、 そんな大層なものやないけど、絆って受け継がれて広がっていくもんなんやなって。
なるほど。それは興味深い。
鳴神くんらが傷ついてうちを救ってくれて、うちは傷ついても水無月くんを助けとうて、みんなで何度もぶつかり合うて。絆は綺麗に飾っておくもんやない。お互いがお互いを信じてぶつかって一緒に成長していくためのもんなんや。
これは驚きました。少し前にお会いした時とはまるで別人のようなお顔をしていらっしゃる。
Bear in mind, it's all still in a week, okay? It's all still in the week of when she was deactivated. When she was activated, remember all of this started on the May 2nd, where where the protagonist you from P4 came back to Inaba, okay? I assume that now it's maybe like May 7th, May 8th, something like that.
そうやろか。自分やとんわからへんけど。
間違いございません。おそらくあなたはこの戦いを通じ成長を果たされた、そういうことなのでしょう。
成長。
I'm a machine, I have a cold metallic body, and it'll be an eternity before that changes. But if Theodore says that I've grown, then he must be talking about my heart. I just want to say one thing. I really want to see, like in P6, like one of the shadow weapons to be in the P6, okay? Like, I don't mind which one, because at the very least, if they have like the anti-shadow weapons, that means that there's a connection to P3, and if there's a connection to P3, there's a connection to P4. Like P5 connection, I'm not sure how, but because like if you get 3, you get 4 in a sense, okay? I'm not saying I don't like 5. I'm just saying I want more, okay? It's not just some data that was inserted into my memory. It's ingrained to me, somewhere much deeper within myself. Oh yeah, talking about data, like we also know that she have the memory stick in the USB memory stick, something like that, containing about Show's data about Show and Ikutsuki Shuji, right? There's one file within that memory stick that she is unable to decipher. What is it?
皆様のお姿を拝見しながら、私も自分なりに考えておりました。皆様が戦う理由とは何か。その中であなた方を支え、あなた方が守ろうとするものとは何かですが、おぼろげながら私にも見えてきた気がするのです。誰かのために何かをなす。ここに集った皆様はそういった強い気持ちでつながっていらっしゃる。それをあなた方は絆と呼ぶ。そしてその絆が導くものこそあなた方の願い。
うちらの願い。
そしてきっと私の姉も同じように願いを持ってあの部屋を出た。そんな気がするのです。
He's right. Theodore's words illuminate my own inner feeling. What we yearn for, what we believe in, that's what we wish to show Shokun. They're all our wishes. How we think about someone and do things to those people. Talking about wishes, I still wish that she remembered 24, and 24's wish is to find the girl, which is the base personality for her unit. Like, I would wish, like without a doubt, I don't think that she will survive. I would just want to see at the end or something that she visits the grave. Let's hope that. Okay? It's because we wish for that person to be better, for the whole world to shine just a little bit brighter. And now, I'm wishing that Shogun can learn how wonderful this world truly is.
ありがとう、テオドアさん。あんた最高や。
私が最高でございますか。何やら良い響きではございますが、いつまでもここでお引き止めするわけには参りませんね。願いを叶えられに行くのでしょう。どうぞお進みくださいませ。
テオドアさん、おおきに。
それではご分を。
With those final words, Theodore disappears, melting into the fog. The powerful enemy waiting for me up ahead may swallow me whole, but I won't lose. I have the wishes of everyone supporting me. I'm sure those wishes will reach Shokun's heart as well. I thank Theodore for boosting my spirit as I pick up the pace and climb the stairs with a clearer head. I just remember one thing. Like in the beginning of episode P4, like which you need to go through to unlock episode P3, in the beginning of episode P4, we saw somebody who stopped by the Velvet Room, who was called to the Velvet Room, and she also mentioned you have the possibility of being a wild card, which kind of makes sense if that person is Sho, because he have two split personalities. But then like those two split personalities within him actually like allows him to become a wild card. Okay, so in other words, he have the potential to be a protagonist, but he's twisted. So, and he also refused the help from Margaret. Okay, so I wish that we get confirmation about that. Another quake rocks the tower, and I have to crouch down to keep from staggering. It feels like these earthquakes are growing more and more frequent, even as the shaking itself grows stronger and stronger. There's no doubt that an indescribable powerful force is getting closer and closer. It seems Furuka-san's group has been trying to catch up with us after Yuko and the others had recovered enough to move on. While they were about halfway up the tower, a ton of shadows suddenly began to attack them, and right now they're preventing those shadows from coming up through the tower towards us. I did say that it's good that Labris is the protagonist here, but she's not a wild card. But she does have two personas, right? She have the bull and Ariadne. So maybe they can fuse together and fight with Kagutsuchi, because it doesn't sound realistic though, because like that Kagutsuchi is almost at the same level as Nyx, and unless it's Izaragi no Okami, I find it hard to believe they're able to take it down. Why am I not surprised? The files on the memory card that Kikuno-san had given me before I left the helicopter, I forgot all about them during the fierce battles that I've been in up until now. Those files might contain the clues that lead to bringing this case to an end. After Mitsuru-san and the others rescued the rest of the Inaba personnel users at UNES, they strive to make it back to the tower in order to intercept the shadows flooding the town and converging on this place. With a sigh of relief over hearing that everyone is safe, I find the protected file and try to use the password Furuka-san gave me. Password accepted. Opening file. I instantly have access to the full content of the data. The log file seems to be the detailed series personal experiments. The dates are marked and taking place in 1999, and the test subject's name is Minazuki Sho. I continue reviewing the data while Fukasan's cautions me and prepared for another fight. The stairs eventually came to an end. A bizarre sight quite different from anything I've seen until now leaps into view. The strong wind blowing here keeps the fog from becoming too thick. This white space is made of what appears to be red marble, and vibrant green patterns run through it like the blood vessels. Pillars that appears to be stylized flames stand around us, casting eerie shadows onto the lustrous floor. Floating near the center is a crystalline object that appears to be slightly taller than I am. It emits a bluish green light. On closer inspection, I see golden particles clinging to the rotating object. Are those personnel fragments from our past fights? As I walk step by step across the hard red floor, I approach a young man standing by the crystal. At his heel is a man in suit? Who could that be? Beginning facial scan, searching records. Results found. Adachi Toru, the man who was arrested last year as the perpetrator of the case that Yukun and his friends solved. What could he possibly be doing here? I don't know what happened before I got here, but Shogun seems furious. He places a foot on Adachi-san's body and leans heavily on it. I'm having me again. Oh, I remember that last time you came to my stream. I think like also the Persona 4. Wait. Also the Persona 4, right? Something like that. Okay. I remember that we talked something. Okay, but things have been crazy for me in the past couple of weeks. Okay, especially with my job. So, especially last week. Last week I was pretty down, okay, because my job, I kind of screwed up big time last week, and I'm sorry I can't remember fully, okay. I remember that we talked, okay. Adachi-san groans faintly. It looks like he's alive, but unconscious. I don't think like it was gonna be to the point that, well, my job, well, the thing is that my job, I need to go for like a couple of trainings, and like the main job for my group, like I'm already like doing well, okay, and it's just that this new like, how should I say this, our secondary job, which I supposed to take the training, and I failed twice. But I'm not the only one that failed, okay, and me and my friends, me and my colleagues who kind of like took the test together, like we all failed, and they're like, it was told to us abruptly last week, so all of us like were pretty bummed out. So that's why I say I was very depressed last week. But I think like my team leads understand about what we went through, so at the very least we won't get fired, I think. Even though the training team says it different. And I don't want to get fired. The job I'm doing is heaven. I work from home. Okay, and only recently we are told to like go to the office like 3 times a month, and that's it. Okay, I can just like get up, and the next minute I can start working. You know, and basically, if I'm doing my proper job, I can sleep like 2 to 3 hours a day on while being paid.
水無月くん、聞いてほしいことがあるんよ。あんたのお父さんのことや。
Joker is currently very unstable, much like when I met him earlier, averting his eyes from the truth and trying to forget everything about himself. How he is right now is how I used to be just a short while ago, before I met Yuko and Mitsuru-san. I was able to overcome it thanks to everyone, but Shokun is covering just like I was. And knowing that the true Fuka-san entrusted me with may hurt him, makes my heart ache.
あんたのお父さん、幾月修二は自分の研究のためにあんたの体の中に黄昏の羽を埋め込んだ。でもあんたはペルソナ能力を発現せんで、その後しばらくして植物状態になってしもて、幾月修二に捨てられた。そうやな。
So, in a sense, Labris is the best protagonist to convince him to become a good person again.
わざわざここに来て何をほざくかと思えば、そやろうが僕の傷でもエゴに来たのか。そうだよな、僕は捨てられたんだ、あのゴミクズにな。たった一人僕の世界にいた、たった一人にだ。分かってんだ、あいつがクズだっつうことぐらいだから。どうしたんなことは関係ねえ。僕にとっちゃ世界はあのクズだけだったんだよ。
Yeah. I think what he's having right now is Stockholm syndrome, you know? It's like, even if like a bad guy even if a bad guy kidnaps you, you still feel attached to him because, he's the only one that can keep you safe.
この世界は楽しいぜ。カスみてえなクズどもがワイワイ群れやがってよ。最高だよ最高。僕は一人でいい、一人がいいんだ。てめえらなんざみんな消えちまえ。僕はずっと一人でいたいんだよ。
But he's not alone. He have his other counterpart, you know?
違う。あんたは一人で生きたいとなんか思ってへんよ。
んだパンコステね。ついに頭までぶっ壊れたのが。僕が一人で生きたいと思ってねえだ。面白くって一人でに笑っちゃうなんつって。
マイクロメモリーや。あんたのお父さん、幾月修二があんたの実験を記録しとる。人形使い計画に関する状態報告。
Oh, flashback.
被験者名水無月翔。訓練開始直後よりその身体能力は驚異的とも思えるレベルに到達。
If you have access to this, I assume that he is the researcher with the glasses, you know?
筋力、敏捷性、常人とはかけ離れた値を示している。特筆すべきはその異常なまでの攻撃的成功だ。例えば戦闘訓練において水無月翔は我々が中止を強制するまで相手を破壊し尽くそうとする。その狂気は計り知れないが、理性や倫理性のブレーキを備えていないことは兵器として理想的と言えるだろう。私の考察によれば水無月翔は我々の教育の結果、人を傷つけることで人とのつながりを得ようとしているのだと考えられる。このまま成長させれば研究価値は非常に高い。幸い水無月翔は私を父親と慕っている。これを利用しない手はないだろう。
Damn it, he's a dirt.
わかるやろ。あんたがみんなを傷つけるんはつながりを求めとるからや。いくつきさんの実験のせいで他につながりを求める方法を教えられてへんからや。そんなん悲しすぎる。
言いたいことはそれだけか。
水無月くん、
だからどうして。ああ、そうだ、僕にどうしろってんだよ。僕が世界との関わりを求めてるってんなら、僕のやり方は世界をぶっ壊すことだ。だったら全部ぶっ壊して何が悪い。お前もだ、クソポンコス。つながりてんだろ。僕に絆をくれんだろ。だったら細切れのゴミにしてやら。
Shogun draws his two swords, almost spinning with rage. His eyes are clouded with madness and malevolence. His stare itself feels like blades piercing to me. Whenever Shogun got this worked up before, the other person would step in, but it doesn't happen now. And we probably have to defeat him, and then like the other one comes out. As Shogun draws closer, the plume of dust within me stirs a little. I whisper back to it, feeling the presence inside.
大丈夫や。うちに任せてくれてありがとう、水無月くん。あんたが他の方法知らへんのやったらあんたの方法でぶつかったる。そんでうちの話絶対に聞いてもらうからな。
Oh.
Round final. Fight.
Ah! Okay, he doesn't have his persona. Damn it, I want to use my... Why? I wanted to use my finisher. Okay, come on out. Come on out.
僕には何もねえ、誰もいねえ。何も与えねえこのクソ世界なんざ、僕が絶対にぶっ壊してやるんだ。
There's one question right now. Like, I know that he knows he have another person inside of him, but have they ever talked? Shogun is on his knees. He desperately tries to regain his feet by leaning on his swords, his face contorted in pain. The dangerous aura I felt from him before the battle isn't weakening. On the contrary, it's becoming stronger.
水無月くん、あんたほんまに自分は一人やったと思っとる？
当たり前だ。てめえに何がわかる。僕はずっと。
水無月くん、あんたは最初から一人なんかじゃあらへんかった。さっきのファイルにはまだ続きがあるんよ。あんたが植物状態になった理由覚えとる？
知るか。僕はあの日いくつきに渡された薬を飲んで機械に入って。
そうや、それはないくつき修二が仕組んだ水無月くんを消すための実験やったんやて。
父さんがあいつをなんで？
黄昏の羽移植後、あんたはペルソナを発現せえへんかった。いくつきの最初の狙いはそこでもう失敗しとった。
But it takes time for, like, I feel like it's stupid for Ikutsuki. If he like just played a bit longer, he would see it bear fruit, you know.
でもしばらく経っていくつきはあんたの中に目覚めた黄昏の羽に宿るもう一つの人格の存在を知った。きっかけはあんたの変化やった。最初はいくつきももう一人のあんたに興味を持っとったみたい。せやけどもう一人のあんたはあんたと違っていくつきの言うことなんて聞こうとはせえへんかった。 いくつきの前に姿を現したもう一人のあんたはペルソナを発現して実験施設を破壊し、いくつきを殺そうとしたんや。
ふざけんな。そんなの嘘だ。なんであいつが父さんを殺さなきゃならねえってんだよ。
ほんまにわからへんの？水無月くんはあんたを守ろうとしたんよ。
Shogun could only find a connection with other people by hurting them. As a result, that distanced him from everyone. Feeling that the world rejected him, Shogun chose to destroy the world instead. But Minazuki-kun had supported Shogun through all of this. The other self said that he would fight for that boy. Minazuki-kun feels the same way what Shogun does. The only way to do anything is through hurting others, but he's doing it to protect
ま
Shogun.
だ不安定やった水無月くんは捕らえられてもうて、いくつきはその後あんたにペルソナを残したまま、あんたの中から水無月くんを消そうとした。わかる？水無月くん、今だけやない。あんたはずっと水無月くんの。
The power of a bond that supported you. Power of solitude. No, it's the bond that supported you.
絆の力に支えられてきたんや。
ふざけるな。
Shogun claps his head in his hand and falls to his knees. My heart hurts. This is Shogun's pain. Shogun's world consisted of being denied by everyone and only being accepted by the other person within him, Minazuki-kun. I mercilessly shattered that, and I'm trying to draw him into our world, the real world, the world that is nothing but a place of fear to him. I know how difficult it is for him to accept it.
なーにをごちゃごちゃと。お涙ちょうだいやっとるクマか。
You have to remember, like, what he's going through is the same thing as when Labris refused to accept that she's actually a robot. You know, she tried to deny it at first, but when you go through Elizabeth, I think it's Elizabeth. No, when you go through Elizabeth, and I think it's Elizabeth. Elizabeth basically show her the truth a little bit, okay, and that's where she gains the awakening, the spark, which she was shown that she's not human, okay, and it's fine for not being human as long as you are a person, as long as you can feel. General Teddy suddenly appears behind Shogun. Something's not right here. I've never sensed his presence here before. General Teddy should be a fake version of Teddy created from a shadow, but I turn my senses towards him again, but that wrong feeling I sensed when I met him in the classroom has gotten even stronger. I can't put it into words, but it's a very ominous presence.
あはー、バカガキ壊れちゃったクマ。お前 P1 クライマックス失格クマ。さっさとご退場してちょうだい。
家具土やで。クマ相当。あんたやっぱり。
あらら、閉じこもりの水無月ちゃん、かわいそうにラビちゃんにいじめられてまた病院に逆戻りクマ。でもさ、安心していいクマよ。クマが君を自由にしちゃるけんね。ぐっ
クマ相当、水無月くんから離れや。
ラビちゃんは今回の P1 クライマックスの覇者クマね。おめでとうございますクマ。
If you ask me, I feel like General Teddy. Well, the whole reason they're doing this General Teddy thing is because, people see a lot of comparison between Teddy and Danganronpa, the monochrome bear, okay? And when you start playing Persona 4, you'll be like, yeah, we definitely think that this guy is the bad guy, okay? So don't play around. But at the end, Teddy is not that kind of Teddy is not that role, but here in Persona 4, Persona 4 Arena, they're trying to play that again.
商品は死刑熊
General Teddy viciously grabs Shogun by the head from behind, effortlessly lifting him up with one arm. Suspended in mid-air, Shogun's face cringes in pain. What unimaginable strength. I'm surprised Minazuki didn't come out and protected him though.
水無月くんあんた一体何者や水無月くんをどうするつもり
どうするって決まってるだろう殺すんだよ叶えてやるぞこのクソガキの望む孤独の世界をなただしそこには我しか存在せぬ我のみが生きる我のための世界だ
General Teddy's tone changes and ominous and hated-filled voice reaches my ears, echoing as if reaching me from the very depths of hell. I know this voice. When I forced into sleep in the laboratory in Yakushima, I had a dream, and in that dream, a voice echoed in my head. This voice tempted me to forget everything, to shut myself away in a distorted world that reflected only my desires. It's the same voice. Wait. Does that mean Kaguchi has been dormant for like over 10 years? But it doesn't make sense. Because okay, without a doubt, like Kaguchi being in Inaba is no surprise because Kaguchi is in a sense a deity, right? Okay. And like I mentioned before, Inaba is the place where gods will go to convene to meet up. Okay, so in other words, that it's called the land of gods. Okay, so him being there, no surprise. But in Yakushima though, that's weird.
まさかあんたが
そうだこの赤い霧も赤い目の力もこの我がこのガキに貸し与えたものよ幸いよく働いてくれたがな
Wait, I thought Minazuki is the one that used that. So he borrowed it to Minazuki, not to show. Is it?
まさか水無月くんの言うとったこの塔に呼び起こされるあれ言うんは
Okay.
ようやく気づいたのか幸い我が器をなすための大量のシャドウそしてその体を操るためのペルソナのかけらも集まったあとはこのガキの体を核としてシャドウに融合しペルソナのかけらを食らえば我は実体をもってこの現実世界に降臨するのだ我は他者など顧みぬ他者とのつながりなどかなぐり捨ててこのためにのみ生きようとする者たちの総意焼き尽くしてやるぞ何もかも奪い殺し蹂躙して貴様ら人間を根こそぎ絶望の底へと叩き込んでやる
Like I say, I'm surprised Minazuki haven't done anything. Like, of course, he said that the power, that the red eyes and everything, like, was loaned to him, right? He should still be able to fight back a little bit, at the very least, to free himself from General Teddy's, hand.
我が名は日の影土生きとし生けるものすべてを殺し尽くすものよ
Red Fog gushes like blood from the body of General Teddy. No, Kaguchi, and he gets sucked into Shogun's eyes, ears, mouth, and wounds. As I try to rush towards them, the empty husk that General Teddy's body has gone crumbles into a black lump of a shadow. At the same time, Shogun, or whatever he is now, turns its evil red gaze towards me. Not red yet though. Okay, it is now. This power is immeasurably stronger than Shogun's or Minazuki-kun. My entire metal body shrieks and I'm twisted in directions that I was never meant to go. There's also another thing that I want to say about personas, right? Because okay, persona protagonists, they have the power of the wild, right? In other words, they are able to put on different masks and then, you know, use the strength and weakness of that mask, okay? And then they come in the form of major arcanas. They come in the form of like the persona itself, right? Okay. But we haven't seen the persona users actually use double or like multiple personas at the same time. Am I right? Okay, they can use multiple personas, but not together, is what I'm trying to stress. Okay, and with Labris, okay, she have two. She doesn't have the wild. She have two. She have Ariadne and like the bull. I forgot what's his name. Okay. It'll be nice to see if she's able to pull off that. Let me increase the volume a little bit.
お前たちは我が計略によりこの赤い霧の中で戦いを繰り返しその心は疲弊している今のお前たちに我を打ち破る力などはないお前も役に立ったぞ人形最初はペルソナ使いどもからシャドウを奪うつもりで差し向けたのだがな
This is why I say we need you, because you have Izanagi no Okami, right?
前の戦いも今度のもあんたがこの格闘大会の本当の黒幕やったんか
そうだ我は器を欲していただがシャドウを集めただそれを我が物としたのでは奴ら本来の意志が邪魔をして言うことを聞かぬ
Then why does it work for him?
前の戦いでそれを知った我はこの霧を用意し貴様らのペルソナを削り取ることを思いついたのよペルソナとは制御された心の力シャドウの意志を制するのにこれほど適したものはないからな
それがうちらを戦わせた目的
I glanced toward the crystal floating above. So that's the collection of persona fragments that had been carved away from us. And now enough of them have been gathered. This power will be what brings destruction upon this world. The final piece required to create the vessel for a god. Don't you think it's a little bit too little for it to usher, you know, the end of the world? Because without a doubt, we have like, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 persona users. Wait, let me see. 1, 2, 3. I'm just thinking from the person for Arena, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay, we have 11. And then add in the new characters that come out in episode P3. We have Junpei 12, Yukari 13, Ken 14. Yeah, it's 14, 15, plus minus, okay? Will 15 personas be enough to bring down a god, though? It's a bit too little to bring down a god. I would understand if they say like this is like only a fragment of a god, right? Like, I imagine if you really want to do that, sacrifice Inaba. Then I'll understand. But maybe that's what Mari is doing right now.
Sa 絶望の時だ。貴様らが与えし我が姿。とくと見よ。
A low-pitched laugh echoes across the area and a blast of heat rages from an enormous body that appears. A god that has manifested using shadows as vessels. Since I was created to be an anti-shadow weapon, I look on what could be considered my arch nemesis. A being that could incinerate the world. Its powers are so tremendous that it could perform such outrageous deed. Its roar shakes the air, and there's a heat like scorching flame. My senses show that it has fully manifested. My legs won't move. At this rate, it'll be destroyed by it too. But as I recall in trepidation, mysterious voices, unlike those of normal personal communication, echo through me.
ラビリス、ここは任せてくれよ。全部終わったらパーッと打ち上げてもやっからさ。
Wait, is she gonna awaken to like an Izanagi no Okami level?
ラビリスなら絶対できる。私たちもこんなシャドウ全部やっつけてやるんだから。
大丈夫だ、ラビリス。君は一人じゃない。
I close my eyes and imagine the faces of everyone I met since my awakening. Everyone who had accepted me, everyone who had given me a place to belong. And because of everyone is fighting below me right now, I'm able to stand here.
絶対帰ってくるって約束だからな。
私たちは負けない。ラビリス、お願い勝って。
お願いします、ラビリスさん。僕らの世界を守ってください。
All the friends that I met in Inaba and my companions who trusted me to finish the job before me, their voices gave me strength.
ここは私たちが食い止めるから。負けないで、ラビリス。
ラビリス、託したぞ。受け取ってくれ。私たちの思いを。
梅雨払いは任せろ。お前はお前の役割を果たせ。
ギブアップなんて言わせませんよ。僕らも全力を尽くします。
ラビちゃん、このナイトがついてるクマよ。
しっかりしやがれ、ラビリス。俺らもてめえと一緒に戦ってんぞ。
お願い勝って、ラビリス。姉さん、みんなが待っています。一緒に戦いましょう。
It's okay. They might not be right next to me, but I can still sense them. I won't lose. Everyone is on my side.
一人やない。
Oh, this one again. Oh. Oh, damn it, damn it, damn it. Nice. Oh, what is it, what is it? Yeah, that was easy. It's not a single wish. It's a cluster of
あんた
wishes.
には聞こえへんのよ。うちを支えてくれるみんなの声が。あんたはうちには絶対に勝たれへん。
お酒はむしな。我は負けぬ。何よりも強い我は。
Oh, what's happening? The crumbling corpse disintegrates before me. I can't take another step. All I can do is gaze up at Hino Kagutsuchi's body as it falls apart into thin air before me.
でございました。今回のことは誠に受難でございましたね。
What the heck? Where were you? Well, we do know that she's around because Theodore actually mentioned, I sense her here, but she's not of my interest right now. You are my of interest at the start of the stream, right? The area had filled with silence once the battle ended, but a familiar voice ends it. I turn and see a young woman in blue dress standing
エ
nearby.
リザベスさん、なんでここに？
今しがたあなた様が滅ぼされたあやつめ。形は違えど死を望む人間の意識の体現と見受けられましたので。とならば私、己が目的のためになりふり構わず、その最後を見届ける理由がございます。
理由？
他者を排することはまた己をも排するということ。あの大いなる力もまた命の不充実が生んだ歪んだ願いの体現の一つ。捨ておけばやがては大きなよどみとなり、人の心の内なる世界までも滅びへと導くでしょう。
心の内なる世界。この前エリザベスさんと会うた場所のこと？
さようでございます。そしてそれは私自身の願いを妨げることにもなりますので。
願い。
Elizabeth smiles and quietly closes her eyes. Her expression is gentle, as if thinking of someone precious for her. Well, they did do it. God damn you, Makoto. The fuck, man, you. What the heck? She actually did it with him. What the heck does it feel to do with a, I wouldn't say a god, but somebody who transcends, like somebody who is not mortal. In other words, somebody that transcends humans, you know? Like I say, I always think the Velvet Room people as somebody who's living in the 4th dimension, right? Okay. I was told that Elizabeth had gone on a journey in search of power. What she tells me in always vague, and I don't understand everything. She says that she harbors a wish for someone else. What kind of person would she think of as precious? Is she also searching for what she can do to help that person? Seeing her softened expression makes me think back on my own wish. Yes, once this is all over, I should go. Yes, finally! I should go see that girl.
うちが言うことやないかもしれへんけど、エリザベスさんの願いも早く叶うとええな。
そのお言葉、光栄です。私も謝意を述べさせていただきたく存じます。
シャイって俺のことやんな。なんで？
この騒乱を通じお見せいただきました。己一人では手にできぬ未知なる奇跡の力。私の歩むべき遥かなる旅路の揺るがぬ道しるべとなることを確信いたしました。熱く御礼申し上げます。
Elizabeth bows deeply to me. No, I didn't do anything. I should be the one thanking her.
そんな、うちは何も。
こちらは間もなく消滅いたします。ラビリス様、ではまたいずれお会いできるその時までと申し上げたいところではございますが、その前に一応お尋ねいたします。皆様を安全な場所までお送りいたしましょうか。
She did do this as well for when we're in episode P4. That's right, this tower has already begun to crumble. My friends and I could never get out before the place truly dangerous or becomes truly dangerous. I hurriedly respond to Elizabeth as politely as possible.
お願いできますやろか。ぜひ。
かしこまりました。では皆様を安全な場所へ。
エリザベスさん？
ってよくよく考えましたら、この町の安全な場所とはどこでございましょう？
Junes?
いや、もうこの辺崩れるんで、どこでもええし、急いでくれへんですか？
ああ、そういえば一つだけ。いかほどにすっとんきょうな集団をお送りしても差し支えのない場所がございました。では、ラベリス様の仲間の皆様のみをつつがなくお送りして差し上げます。
Junes?
それでは。
Junes? My vision grows hazy as she speaks. That's when I remember something. What about Shoku and Adachi-san? If they are not transported too, they'll be killed when the tower collapses. Whether or not she understood my thoughts, Elizabeth smiles at me before everything is blanketed by a bright light. Oh, 86. Three more scenes. Oh, the TV world. The light fades. Oh, damn it.
ここってテレビの中？
The light fades and the scenery around me is completely different. This place is familiar. This is the TV world in the open space where everyone gathered.
そうや。みんなは、水無月くんは。
I looked over and see Shogun collapse on the ground a little further away. Thank goodness. That was quite mean of Elizabeth. She only mentioned my companions. So I was worried about what would happen to Shogun. I see. Elizabeth said that she would transport my companions. That means that she considered Shogun to be one of my companions as well. But what about Adachi? Because she wants to save Shogun. So I understand that. What about Adachi? She barely talked to Adachi before. I don't see Adachi anyway, see? But this is Elizabeth we're talking about. I'm sure she transported him to someplace else too. Anyway, I worry about how Shogun isn't moving on the ground and I quickly rush to his side. When I call to him, he slowly stands up, facing away from me. He looks around himself without a word, then looks down looks out at the ground and quietly
うる
mumbles.
せえポンコツが騒いでんじゃねえよ。
カニーナ、無事や思ったらつい。
てめえあれをやったんかよ。日の家具土をぶっ壊したのかって聞いてんだよ。言葉もわかんねえのかポンコツが。
あ、うん。
強えなてめえは。うぜえてめえマジぶっ壊れてんのかクソ野郎。なんでもねえよクソロボットや。
He's still yelling at me, but Shogun does seem a little different from how he'd been before the fight. His voice and expression too. Maybe it's just my imagination. He does seem like he's going to get violent either. He doesn't seem like he's going to get violent either. For now, that is.
水無月くん、どこ行くん？
どこだろうと関係ねえだろ。ぐちゃぐちゃうるせえとマジでぶった切るぞてめえ。
そんな、みんなも待っとるんやで。みつるさんたちかてきっと。
ルセえ僕は誰の命令も聞く気はねえ。てめえはてめえの居場所に帰れ。
あ、水無月くん。
おいポンコツ。
Shogun makes as if to leave this place, then stops to talk to me. It seems he's actually remembered something. I'm actually a little surprised that he's talking to me.
ひゃいってなんだてめえ。おちょくってんのかよ。腹痛え。
そない笑わんでも。
くそったれ。てめえマジにポンコツだなゴミ野郎が。なあ、あいつはさ今でも僕のこと。なんでもねえ。じゃあなクソ野郎。しっかり植物油でもさしとけよクソったれ。
I think he's referring to Minazuki though. If that's the case, I don't think he actually had a heart-to-heart talk to Minazuki. In other words, like, Minazuki can see him. He can't see Minazuki when he's, you know, well, Minazuki have a better control, but he's just letting him. Before I can think of something else to say, Shokun's already getting far away. What should I do? This is inside the TV world after all. But his posture is much more confident compared to when I first saw him. He has his own future waiting for him now. I'm sure there will be mountains of painful difficulties waiting. There's even the possibility that we might end up facing him again as an enemy. But even then, that's okay. Even though it was only for a short time, I sense a bond between myself and him. If I don't give up, and if I keep wishing for his success, a day may come where we reach an understanding. But I don't get an oil change during a maintenance routine. Really? Suddenly, several shining figures appear within the room here in the TV world. When the light around them dims, I recognize familiar faces. My companions who have finished fighting their own fierce battles gather one after another.
どうなってんの？急に霧が晴れたと思ったらここどこよ？
ラビリス、無事だったんだ。安心して腰が抜けちゃったよ。
ラビリスさん、ありがとうございます。信じてました。あなたならできるって。
ラビちゃんにも見せたかったぜ。シャドウワーカー伊織純平、一世一代の大活躍をだ。
うわー、なんだか汗臭い柔らかい特に着地したくな。おお、なんとここはテレビの中ね。かなゆかちゃんもケンケンもコロマルもみんな無事だったくば。
ここはいつもの出入り口。どうやら全て終わったようですね。
姉さん、無事でよかった。でも姉さんなら必ず乗り越えられると思っていました。先輩として私も負けていられませんね。
ラビリス、見せてもらったぞ。お前の覚悟をな。
見事だった。君がいなければ我々も危ないところだっただろう。加入して間もないが
君はもうシャドウワーカーの切り札というわけだ。これからもよろしく頼むぞ、ラビリス。
It's barely been 3 days. It's barely been 3 days. Seriously?
ラビリス、ずっと感じてたよ。本当にすごかった。
ラビリス、私感動しちゃった。あんなすごい敵をあなた一人で倒しちゃうなんて。
みんなのおかげや。みんなが追ってくれたから戦えた。本当にありがとう。
Another group of shining figures appears. This time it's Yukun's group, appearing along with Fuka-san. It seems they were fighting the shadows closing in on the tower when they too were enveloped by light and taken to this place.
手に汗握るってのはこのことだな。お疲れさん。これで打ち上げ決定だぜ。
そういうのっていいですね。せっかくこれだけ集まってるんだもの。
Did you actually at the end of episode P4, did you actually meet up with Margaret? I think they did, right? As for like to close the book, to close this chapter.
ラビリス、お疲れ様。頑張ってくれてありがとう。
ラビリス、大丈夫？怪我とかしてない？てか、本当にすごかったよ。
ありがとうラビリス。これで街も元に戻るだろう。全部君のおかげだ。
なるかみくん。
Oh. Oh. Did you see that? Did you see that? Her face blush. The moment you talks, you know. Had I not come here, everyone in Inaba would have continued leading a peaceful life. Internally, I was afraid to learn what he truly thought of me. That was when Kenken told me I should go to him myself and find out how he feels. Seriously? How many girls are you gonna get, you? He was right. Just seeing the kindness in Yukun's eye right now makes me feel like there's no need to hear what he thinks about me in words. In the P4 group, did he end up with somebody? But then again, we did learn about his title back in, you know, the episode Persona 4 Arena, which is the Siscon Banto. So, yeah, they better tell me which one, or I'll assume that. The relief of this painful battle coming to an end mixes with the joy of discovering new and true friends. My happiness proves to be contagious, and before long, we are all talking animatedly with one another. After some time, Mitsuru-san approaches me. Her expression seems rather meek, and when she speaks to me, she seems apologetic.
ラビリス、すまないが報告を聞こう。水月はどこだ？彼と話はできたのか？
He left.
ちょっとだけですけど。でも、水月くんはみんながここへ来る前に。
When I began my report, Akiko nudges me in the shoulder with his right elbow. Huh? As I stand in bewilderment, Mitsuru-san clears her throat.
なんだ。ラビリス、シャドウワーカーは公的組織だ。私には今回の事件を上層部へ報告する義務が。
Who's above you?
はい。せやから、水月くんはみんなが来る前に。
Hey, Akiko nudges me in the shoulder even harder this time. Huh? What's going on? Did I say something weird?
ラビリスさんって本当そういうところは子供ですよね。僕よりひどいくらいだ。
こういう時はさ、大人の事情ってのがあるわけだからさ、適当にごまかして
順平、ラビリスに変なこと教えないでよ。あんたみたいになっちゃったら困るでしょ。
何すんだよ。シャドウよりよっぽど怖えっつの。
いや、私の聞き方も悪かったか。ラビリス隊員、水月がどこへ行ったかわかるか？
すみません。それはわかりません。
He went that away.
よし。
The moment I answered them, they all sound relieved. For some reason, even Akiko-san and Mitsuru-san are smiling in satisfied manner. Could it be they actually want me to say that I didn't know where he went?
そうか。本来なら追っ手を差し向けなければならないところだが、わからないのなら仕方がない。この件は追って上層部に報告し、その席は我々シャドウワーカーが追おう。我々全員だな。
みつるさん。
I get it now. If Shogun, who was the person behind such serious case as this, were to be captured, he would be dealt with severely. And even if Shogun were to meet with Mitsuru-san and the others right now, he would surely get angry like he was a moment ago, and it wouldn't be much of a conversation. But if we shadow operatives pursue him ourselves, we have tons of opportunities to get Shogun to open up to us. Mitsuru-san, everyone, thank you. The others who are a bit further away call out to us. It seems the time for us to part is drawing close once again, but since we are connected by bonds, we'll be able to see each other anytime we want. We'll just be physically distant for a short while. Oh yeah, they haven't been into the TV world.
男の子なのにだらしがない子はね。
お先に失礼します。
Everyone from Inaba jumps through the exit TV one after another, as if they were completely used to it. Oh yeah, if I'm not mistaken, like in the P4, somebody actually like checked the exit, and they saw like, oh, there's like people there, and then like when they get out, like, oh shit, we're in the middle of Junes. Mitsuru-san, Aigis, Akiko, and Fuka-san, who have also experienced this once, go as well.
まあ当たって砕けろよね。それ。
さあさあ、準備も早く行くかまよ。うりうり。
おい、わかった。初めてだから無理やりはやめて。
Teddy grabs Junpei-san and manhandles him. Well, bear-handles him through the TV screen. Junpei-san's shout quickly grows distant. Teddy then beckons to me before passing into the TV as well. I place my hand over the TV screen in the Now-NT Plaza. Below this place is a school that I built. Now that I have a place to belong, I doubt I'll ever come here again. Goodbye. It's time I went back with the others. May 6th. Oh, it's May 6th. I thought it was 7th. It's literally been like 3 days since Labris joined. Like, 2nd, you arrived. 3rd, they met up in Junes. 4th is when they went into the TV world. Like, literally, they entered the TV world. By the end of the 4th day, we brought Labris out. After leaving Junes, we heard Kikuno-san had landed the helicopter in the schoolyard at Yasugami High, so we headed back to the school. It seems that after Kikuno-san risked her life to drop us off at Junes, she was forced to land near the outskirts of the town. There she studied the data from Ikutsuki's files and repaired the damaged helicopter. Wait, what? How the heck did she do that? Then took off again, and was even able to help the others. Talk about a tough person. This means that we personal users weren't the only ones fighting. The other reason why we returned to Yasugami High was because we needed to check on the crime scene as a member of the Shadow Operatives. We go up to the rooftop and look down on the school now that it has regained its original form.
こういうところに来ると思い出すよね。早いな、もう3年か。
へへ、だな。充実してっと時が経つのは早いもんだ。
順平さん充実してるんですか。僕にも教えてくださいよ、野球。
お、言ったな、天田くん。うちはスパルタだ。容赦しねえよ。
望むところです。スポーツは嫌いじゃないですから。
ところで竹番、お前その格好のまま帰るつもりか。 いい加減服装の話やめません？っていうか真田先輩に言われたくないんですけど、
その衣装すごくかっこいいですよ。さすがは本物のフェザーピンク。ヒーローが隣にいるなんてすごいや。
そうそう、そうやって素直にな少年。ヒーローへの憧れなんて実に少年らしいではないか。
でもすごいですよね、ゆかりさん。ちゃんとスーツ着て演技してるんですから。普通だったら女性の設定のピンクでも変身後は男性アクターが入ったりするんですよ。
え、それマジか。俺っちのときめきを返して。いつかお前なんでそんなこと知ってんのよ。
Well, he is a big, Featherman. He's a big Featherman fan,
天田くんは特撮好きなんだよね。でももう視点はちょっと子供じゃないかも。3年も経てば当然かな。こんな事件の後で不謹慎かもしれないけど、やっぱり嬉しいですね。こうしてまた集まることができて。
運命に導かれたって感じ。世界は勇者順平たちによって救われたのだ。
確かにお前は運命にでも導かれない限りここには着かなかっただろうしな。
まったく呆れた話よ。でも運命に導かれたってのは本当かも。新しい友達もできたしね。
Everyone looks to me. I have so many people willing to call me a friend. It's a little embarrassing, but I can't help but smile.
何より私は姉さんに巡り会えたことが嬉しいです。鳴神さんたちにも出会うことができました。ありがとう姉さん。
うちの方こそみんなに感謝してるよ。うちは一生目覚めんと箱の中におったかもしれんし、誰かを傷つけるだけの機械やったかもしれん。でもそんなうちをみんなが受け入れてくれて居場所をくれたんやから。
That's right. I have to repay everyone for all they've done for me. To Mitsuru-san and her companions for giving me this place. To everyone who made me realize that I'm never alone.
私だ。
お嬢様、準備は完了しましたが、本当にいいんですか？
あ、今行く。
あれ、みつるさんどこ行きはるの？
ああ、みつる先輩、まさか先に帰るとか言いませんよね。
いや、すまないが、いろいろと後始末が残っているのでね。
そんなことだろうと思った。
Then how are they gonna get
私た
back?
ち仕事や用事を放り出してここに来たんですからね。たまにはゆっくりしてってもらいます。
迷惑をかけたのは悪かったと思っているの。アイギス、君もゆかりを説得してくれ。
いいえ、命令の受諾を拒否するであります。これはタイの指揮に関わる事態です。
観念しろミスル。後始末なら心配するな。公安のタヌキどもには俺が話をつけてやる。
ないの？みつるさん困らせとる人がおるねんの？ならうちも一緒に行くわ。みつるさんが一生懸命しはった話、量産したる。
If that's the case, can't we just set an auto?
それは遠慮しておこう。お前たちが出ると話が非常にややこしくなる。分かった。今日ぐらい任務を忘れて楽しむとするから。
そうこなくっちゃ。ゆかりちゃん嬉しそうだね。そんなに笑ってるの久しぶりに見たよ。
そうかな。私いつもそんなに笑ってない？
Yep.
ま、ゆかりっちって言えばいっつも怒ってる感じだよな。
あんたがいつも怒らせるからでしょ。
いやー、ちょっとたまゆかりっち、その弓ドンキだから。
Our laughter echoes from the rooftop where the bright morning sunrise shines upon us. The lively conversation continues. I quietly place my hand on my chest. What's here right now connects me to that place. It connects me to everyone. May this warmth I feel spread to everyone else and to him as well. Sure. The final one. Epilogue. Epilogue. A few days after the case ends, I was feeling feeling kind of like an empty husk. I mean, it had been a while since I'd been through anything like that. It wasn't because it felt nostalgic, but well, I remember a lot of different things, like how I didn't understand a lot of stuff back then.
お前がいつも取りにくいボールを投げてくるからだろ。
人のせいにすんなよ。お前のキャッチングがヘボいんだろ。お前この前ちょっと打ったからって調子乗ってんじゃねえよ。
なんだと？
Yeah, that's Junpei. When he was in P3. As I'm watching the kids practice, I'm not particularly paying much attention. Just when I think things are getting peaceful, a squabble starts up. Well, it's the coach's job to settle things like this.
ああ、こらこら、どうしたんだよ。
黙ってろよ、順平。
順平監督な。で、どうした？
こいつ自分がボール取れないの僕のせいにするんだ。
お前が濃厚なのは本当だろ。みんな知ってるっつーの。
Yeah, the kids all stop practicing and gather around the argument. These kids have way too much energy and get into fight frequently, so I need to mediate this conflict in a mature, dignified way in order to be a good example. Really? You? Shouldn't pick up on that kind of stuff, you know? Really? You?
ああ、いいか？野球で一番大切なのはチームワークだ。どんなに個人プレーが上手くても一人の力じゃ絶対に勝てない。一人じゃ野球そのものができないだろ。
そんなの当たり前じゃん。
当たり前っていうか？でも誰かのせいにばっかしてるとそのうち一人になっちまうぞ。
Yep.
相手が濃紺だと思うならどんなボールでも受け止めてやるぜくらいの気持ちで構えてりゃいい。相手のキャッチングがヘボだと思うならどんなヘボいキャッチングでも受け取れる気持ちのこもった球を投げりゃいい。そうやって一人一人が練習していけばみんなが上手くなってチームが強くなる。そうだろ？
Yeah, that was awesome. Go me. I wonder if these guys will ever look back on these days and think that they never understood what was going on. I bet they will, just like me. I gave them a good talking to, and since this was a great place to end for today, I cancelled today's practice over. As everyone says goodbye and goes their separate ways, one of the kids doesn't leave. Is that Goro? He looks a lot more humble than usual. Noticing a slight changes in our players is one of the things that makes a great coach.
おーい、帰んねえのか？
順平はさ、彼女っている？
What the fuck? What the fuck? What's he asking me all of a sudden? Sheesh, kids these days.
そうだよな。
Wait, are you telling me? Are you telling me? I think.
おい、何納得してんだよ。すっげえ失礼でしょそれ。
俺、好きなやついるんだ。
Oh.
でもそいつが引っ越すことになっちゃって。でも知らなくて喧嘩したんだ。
I first thought that he was a Goro was actually a girl for a moment.
いつもと同じだと思ったんだ。喧嘩したってきっと何日かしたら元通りになるって。でも転校するって聞いたら仲直りできなかったらどうしようって不安になった。
それはあれだな。今すぐ相手のとこに行って謝っちまうことだ。それで万事解決と。
そんなダセいことできるかよ。
ダサいとかダサくないとかそういう問題かよ。本当に大切なことのためには格好なんて気にしてる場合じゃねえだろ。ちゃんと自分の気持ちをぶつけないまま別れたらお前絶対後悔するぞ。
でもまた喧嘩になったら。
Goro drops his eyes again. Well, that's this kid's bad habit. He acts all tough, but when things matter the most, his timid side comes out. Aren't you the team's cleanup hitter? You gotta strengthen your resolve. I guess I better do the coach thing and encourage him. But the way Goroku hanging his head makes me a little uncomfortable deep down. Why? Because my own words are coming back to haunt me. Regretting not telling someone your feelings before you have to part her. Wait, isn't Chidori alive? Yeah. Oh yeah, she is alive. saying something like, you know, they were living together, something like that. Kind of forget. Yeah, the Grand Slam. I whacked in my dream. I can still feel it in my hands. And I got up on the platform for the MVP interview, but that time it ended before I could say it. But this time, when I still haven't answered this question, Goro peers into my face. Oh well, guess I need to strengthen my own resolve. I look at the empty outfield and picture myself in that dream.
ここで一発撃てりゃヒーローだな。逆転ホームラン狙ってみっか。
Goro seems dazed for a second at my sudden enthusiasm, but his clouded face quickly breaks into a bright smile and he's his old tough self again. Goro's going for a grand slam with his girlfriend, huh? I don't know if... Wait. Is grand slam, do you think is that what I think it means? I don't know if I should call him optimistic or he doesn't know what he's talking about, but at least it looks like I got through to him. In which case, I think it's time for the ace slugger swings for the fences too. After high-fiving Goro, I grab my stuff and run for the station. This time, I won't oversleep. The view from the pier matches an old memory of mine. The color of the sky, the ocean, the sound of the waves. This is the first time in years I come back to this place.
屋久島来たのって何年前？公認時だよね。
3年前ですね。2009年の夏です。
たった3年か。なんか10年ぶりくらいって感じ。
15 years, man. 15
いろいろ
years.
ありましたからね。
It's 16.
考えてみたらアイギスもあれ以来なんだよね、屋久島。
We leave the beach and follow a woodland path. The verdant forest is filled with lush greenery and the air is cool and clean. We're headed to the remains of the ergonomics research lab.
屋久島に行きたい？
はい。可能ならばで良いのですが。
あそこには倉庫以外に何も残ってなかったと思うが。
了解しています。
アイギス、君の行動を制限するつもりはない。だが、理由を聞いていいか？
前々から一度行きたいとは思っていたんです。そこへ今回、姉さんの件が起きて、いい機会かなと。自分が何を引き継いで生まれたのかをちゃんと見ておきたいなと思って。
うん。いいんじゃない？
ゆかりさん、
そういうの知りたいって思うのは普通のことでしょ？自分のルーツって話じゃない。
そうか。
実は私もちょうどどっか骨休めに行こうかなって思ってたんですよ。この前の戦い、想像の3倍くらい修羅場だったし。
As Yukari-san says, it truly was a fierce battle. Because I was severely damaged, my maintenance had to go on for a good deal longer than usual, and I spent a long time in my repair bay. That's why I've been longing to feel the light of the sun. I'm unsure if Yukari-san knows that I feel this way, but she smiles.
アイギス、だから一緒に行かない？で、いつか行った先輩ん家の別荘を使わせてくれると嬉しいなーなんて。
Though Mitsuru-san smiles knowingly, she readily agreed to our
パリで
request.
泊まりとか、高3の時ルームメイトになって以来だね。
そうですね。
思い出すなー。クラスで浮くからデスマス区長直せって言ったのに、結局最後まで治んなくてさ。ま、アイギスらしいけど。
After passing through the forest, we reached to a desolate area with debris scattered about. Could this have been the outer wall that surrounded the research site? The entire thing has collapsed, and it's been overtaken by wild plant growth. Where is Labiris? I correlate what I see with the data about the site and confirm that this place is where the comet testing ground had been. We passed through where the gates were and proceed further inside. We walked through the facility for a while and an old white dog runs up to us and barks. I feel as if the dog isn't barking at us to warn or frighten us away, but it's more welcoming, maybe even greeting us. I don't think it should be alive because it should be like over 10 years old. Well, maybe, but it's living in the wild. Dogs can live up to 20 years, something like that, right? If we take care of them properly. I tried to match the dog of the data that I have regarding the Yakushima, cross-referencing appearance, attempting to match vocal recordings.
知ってる犬？
いえ、知っているというか。
I quickly find a record of this dog. There's no doubt that this dog is Snowy, the same animal that my sister made friends with. He's still okay after all these years.
昔、姉さんに懐いていた犬みたいです。私が同じだってわかるみたい。
Snowy wags his tail and comes over to happily nuzzle me. He appears to be welcoming me, though we never actually met before. I can't communicate clearly with him, the way I communicate with Koromaru-san. Still, his actions are easy enough to understand. I crouch down and gently pet him.
私にとってもここで起きたことがルーツなんですね。
どういうこと？
私、一部の動物と話すみたいに意思疎通できるのは昔は単に性能なんだろうと思ってました。でもラボの人たちが犬の言葉を解き明かした様子はないし、そもそも兵器の私に必要な機能だったとも思えません。不思議に思ってたんですが、
Yeah, that's
どう
one
やら
thing.
姉さんが同じことをできるみたいなんです。
つまりラビリスから引き継がれた機能？
No, it's from 24.
機能というか、
It's from 24. I stop petting Snowy and stand up before taking a sweeping look around this area. Piles of debris, both large and small, are scattered about. The early summer sun shines down upon us.
ここにかつていたという五色の同型機たち。彼女らの間で少しずつ育まれたものなんでしょう。人間や性能以外のことに興味を持つ子が現れ、引き継いだ子の中から動物に興味を抱く子が現れ、
24.
やがて白と気持ちを通わせる子が現れた。
そっか。
長く連なるフィードバックの系統図の最後で姉さんが全てを引き継ぎ、それが私にも。動物の中でも犬とだけ特に意思疎通できるのは多分そのせいなんだと思います。
でもそこまで深い代物だったとはね。でもさ、そこまで行くと確かにそれって単なる機能じゃないかもね。それはさ、願いだよ、きっと。
ええ。
Crouch down once more and pet Snowy again. After that, I began clearing away the mossy rubble that has been left unattended for so long. Snowy happily runs around the area that has been cleared of
でも
rubble.
さ、ラビリスの前にいたその子たちにも心っていうか願いがあったんなら、ここがこんな風じゃなんかちょっと寂しいかもね。
Just as Yukari says, the carelessly scattered rubble under this clear, beautiful sky only emphasizes the loneliness of this place. Snowy barks once and runs through a small hole in the passage, blocked by debris, then barks again as if motioning us to follow him. We see a shimmering yellow-green light shining through the hole he had passed through.
あれって
I move aside more debris to make the hole large enough for a person to pass through. What we find on the other side is... What did they find?
これはすごい、超綺麗じゃない。何ここ。
There's a tall cylindrical structure that looks like a greenhouse reaching over high above us. You see, this area was once indoors, but the ceiling have long since collapsed. This structure stands directly under the blue sky. A clear cylinder has literally acted as a greenhouse, allowing the area inside to grow lush green grass, trees, and vibrant flowers. Even birds and butterflies flit around inside. This place is something like a paradise out of a children's book. You know, this is definitely like the place where they have all the fights, and to see it turn into see it turn into, you know, this. It puts an end to, you know, every fight has to end, you know? But these are the remains of the anti-shock chamber where Labris and the other units and her model had undergone battle
ここより
tests.
ずっと南が北限であるはずの植物もたくさんあります。この透明な構造物が偶然温室の役目を果たしたようですね。
I take a closer look around and notice a large sword stuck into the ground in the center of the room. The unit that used this weapon is thought to have been destroyed, but the sword remains here, unchanged. 24.
024と機体番号が刻印されています。最後にここで戦った機体のものかもしれません。
そうなんだ。
Take it. Take the sword.
ここがそんな悪夢みたいな場所だったなんてちょっと信じらんないかも。
One such a nightmare. As far back as my memories go, it's not wrong to say this place was just as Yukari-san described it. And the way this room is now, it may be a fitting tribute to my sister who fell here, within this very chamber. The large blade here is more than half covered with soft green moss, and small birds are using it as a perch.
ねえアイギス、ここをミツル先輩に頼んで保全してもらおうよ。ゆかりさんでさ、時々みんなで来ない？今度はラビリスも一緒にさ。
I nod. My power is your power. That's why I'll never forget you all. At the last of the oh, she's not the last. She's not the last. And it's weird that she said that she's the last, because we have met this, which is the 8th. She's the 7th. As the last of the anti-shadow suppression weapon, I'll fulfill my duty to protect my companions and my sister, protect humanity, and create a future with your memory within me.
私来てよかったです。
Where's Labris though? I feel happiness in the depth of my heart and take a step forward. I raise my voice as loud as I can so it echoes throughout this entire.
ありがとう。
So that it echoes throughout this entire chamber. The chirping of the birds and the sound of the waves echo on forever. Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Is this it? Is this the one I've been talking about? A few days after the case was resolved, I stand before a gravesite. The marker is still new and clean.
ようやく会えた。堪忍な。うち来るの遅うなって。
Some of my memories are those from another machine like me. Unit 24. Some of my memories are those from another machine like me. Unit 24. She and I were in the same production generation. Some of those memories of a girl. Mitsuru and her people aided me in finding that girl and finding out who she was. The first word in her records after her name, cease. Mitsuru-san was apologetic when she told me about this, but I wasn't surprised. The girl in my memory had been in a hospital room. That's why in my heart, I was kind of expecting things to turn out this
言
way.
いたいことたくさんあったはずなんやけど、何から言えばいいかようわからんわ。けど、うちに命をくれてほんまにありがとう。
Yeah, it really became just like I expected it to. And it really like became just like I expected it. And I really like, and I feel like it's a good end, you know. No words come back to me from the gravestone. I didn't make it in time.
妹がおるんよ。それとな、仲間も友達もおる。あんたが願ってくれたから、うちは幸せになれてん。せやのに、うちからあんたに何も返すことはできへんねんな。
ママ、人がいるよ。
Uh-oh. As I was standing, a boy approaches me and look up with curiosity. A woman, apparently his mother, follows him and bows to me. He's holding a bouquet of flowers. He seems his family has come to visit this girl's grave.
すみません。ここのご家族の方ですか？
あ、いえ、ただうちの子はここに眠っている方と同じ病気なんです。
And I look at the boy. He does seem thin, but otherwise doesn't appear to be in
治
poor
療
health.
実績というんですか？ここに眠っていらっしゃる方が小さい頃からいろんな検査を受けてくださって、それをたくさん残していただいたらしく。
Okay, they went above and beyond what I thought. Because remember, she also subjected herself to, like, to record her personality to be the base of what Labris and her generation.
そのおかげでうちの子は学校にまで通えているんです。
She tells me more about her son, then explained that they come to visit this girl's grave tanker. Yeah. It went above my expectation. It went above my expectation. There's no lying about this. After they lay the bouquet on the grave, the boy and his mother stand silently for a moment. When they leave, I'm alone in front of the grave once more. She dreamed of being useful to the world, and that wish has come true. I know she would have wanted to see the result of what she helped people. But in the end, she never could. And I've...
うちができること見つけたわ。なあ、お母さんって呼んでもええよね。
I will carry on your dream, my mother, and protect the world where all the lives you save reside. Just as you wish for my happiness, I'll wish for the happiness of all humans, and will do what I can to protect them. I'll do it to the very best of my ability as the Shadow Operative. And this is
山岸君、これは快挙だよ。在学2年でこんな論文賞を授与された生徒は我が校始まって以来だ。
ありがとうございます。
I received an urgent summons from my lab at the college and found my professor there, openly
企
praising
業や
me.
研究所からも早速引き抜きの声がかかっている。
She's not gonna
私と
go.
しては海外でさらに研鑽することを進めたい。
She's not doing that.
海外ですか？
ちょうど私が懇意にしている教授が優秀な生徒を求めていてね。君が望むならすぐにでも推薦状を書こう。
I hesitated for a bit on how to respond to my professor's cheerful word. Ever since I entered the engineering department, things have become awkward with my parents. Though they still look pained when the subject of my not entering medical school comes up, perhaps they'll be impressed with me if I tell them that I'm going to study abroad at a famous college overseas. But even if I were to leave Japan, if something were to happen to Mitsuru and the others, I'll show no hesitation in coming back here. Even if it wasn't for a case involving shadows, for example, if I was told they didn't have anyone they trusted to perform Aegis and Labris maintenance, I still feel the same. I have no intention of actually joining the Shadow Operatives, but I want to help out as much as I can until the organization foundation becomes more secure. I'm not afraid of moving away from them, but considering what Mitsuru-san is trying to accomplish, there are a lot of things I can't help with if I'm too far, and this one, right, is without a doubt the help of, like, the protagonist, because she was embarrassed. She doesn't want to show that she likes machines, but the protagonist like realized that for her, you know?
どうかな山岸君。
すみません。今はまだお断りさせてください。もしかしていつか留学が必要だと感じる時が来たら、ぜひお願いしたいと思います。
ああ、そうだろうね。では先方には私から連絡を。断る？
あ、授業始まっちゃいますね。私これで失礼します。お話ありがとうございました。
山岸君、待ちたまえ。ちょっと。
I'm not staying here because I'm needed. I'm staying because I chose to do so. That's more important than taking a course that someone else has prepared for me. I joined the flow of the students moving from class to class and hurried to my next class. The early summer weather in the Gekokan schoolyard is refreshing after school. We're absorbed in chasing the ball like always. One of the players I'm guarding against goes flying, and the game stops. Crap, did I get a little too rough? I rush over and see how he's doing.
大丈夫ノーファウルだよいいタックルだったぜ最近気合入ってるな浜田
Luckily, he doesn't seem hurt. I relaxed and grabbed his hand to pull him out with a smile.
試合が近いしね今度の相手は強豪だろ
おうそうだなよし俺たちも気合入れていくぜもう一丁
声出していこう
The sun has almost set, and it's about time to wrap up practice. I looked around the school grounds at the other team finishing up. I can tell they are looking at someone standing in the corner of the schoolyard. Oh man, I didn't think she'd come here wearing that battle outfit of hers. It's see-through! Come on, this is a middle school! Can you at least be more practical? I guess I should have given more thought when I suggested that we meet up. I regret choosing this place a little, but she stand out anywhere. I guess it can be helped. It can. Shh. Like I say, it's like a middle school. What the hell? I don't know who called me through here. This is the first time I've seen her in person since that case ended. I'm well aware of how busy Mitsuru-san is, but I implored her to come here today. Why? I'm starting to feel unusually nervous, but I make up my mind and take a few deep breaths before approaching her. No.
そっかでもなんか深刻な感じじゃない
みつるさん今日はお忙しいところありがとうございますわざわざ学校まで来てもらっちゃって
気にするなだが今日は任務中であまり時間がない君とはいずれゆっくり話をしたいが
いいんですすぐに済みますから今日はこれを
He finally decided handing her a small silver badge is the official identification given to members of the Shadow Operatives. When she sees it, Mitsuru-san briefly looks surprised. He looks from the badge to my face, then swallows whatever she was about to say.
一旦お返ししておきます今の僕には必要のないものですまた必ず取りに行きますから
分かったこれは預かっておこう
That's right, I don't need it right now. Mitsuru-san accepted it without another word, but I bet she respects my decision. Mitsuru-san always thinking about us. I'm sure that my action speaks louder than anything I could have said to her, and she understands perfectly. Damn. The more I see Mitsuru, the more I see her as the best girl, man. A bit too aggressive, but I can take it. A voice suddenly calls out to me from the school gate and breaks the silence between us. I look in the direction and see the rest of the soccer team, who have finished changing and are waiting for me there. It should be obvious that I'm in the middle of serious conversation here, but that doesn't stop them. Well, I guess it can be helped that they want me to hurry up. We just finished up practice and we're all hungry kids. It's only natural that their stomachs are growling. I mean, mine is too.
じゃあワイルダックまで出しな負けたやつのおごりででは僕はこれでみつるさんもまた元気でお会いしましょう
In any case, since the burden on my shoulders had been lifted, I quickly bowed to Mitsuru-san before rushing off to my teammates. I still have the after practice wild dash to do. It's a famous tradition of the Gekokan Junior High soccer team. Then again, we started this tradition on our own. We consider it one last part of our practice, so I can't allow myself to lose here either.
言っちゃったっていうか天田くんってさ
最近少し変わったよね。
そうかな。どの辺が？
そうだよ。なんか前はもっと冷めてたっていうかさ。でも最近は他の男子とはしゃいだりさ。なんか普通の中学生って感じ。
中学生なんだから当たり前じゃん。でも確かに前より自然って感じかも。そういう天田くんもいいよね。
3 years ago, we forged a bond through a long and severe battle. That bond is still very important to me. But if I let myself get too caught up in that bond, I end up missing out on things of my own life. I think I was able to change because I realized that. I sense that my bond with the others has remained unchanged, but more than that, I sense that I've grown in myself as well, even if only a little. What's best for me right now is to spend my days doing what I can, without rushing through life. What happens to me now will surely affect my future. That's what I've come to realize. And acting that way will be my way of fulfilling the duty that was left to me. We still have Akiko. Koromaru appears from a side street and magnificently runs past us. Koromaru's been showing up like this from time to time and racing us to the burger place. I remember thinking this during our recent battles. Even though Koromaru's quite old, he sure doesn't seem that way. I bet he's determined not to let us keep beat him either. Well, if he's challenging me, I can't let him win without a fight. I pick up the pace and chase after the white furry shape ahead of me. Akiko's next.
目標発見。これより打破します。
Aegis again?
アイギス。
I thought I was well concealed in the crowd in front of the station, but Aegis comes charging towards me. The people around me draw back, and people walking by stare dumbfounded. Yeah, he's wearing clothes.
英語
Not
2の
again.
お時間であります。
今日は欠席する。
みつるさんの許可がなければ欠席は認められません。
あの授業は出欠を取ってないだろう。ティマステストの点だけクリアすれば単位は取れる。それに英語はすでにマスターしている。
Really?
大学というのは抜き打ちで出欠を取る授業もあると聞きます。万が一の可能性は否定できません。
あの教授に限ってはありえん。
真田さんは目立ちますから、すぐに不在がバレるであります。
俺のどこが目立つというんだ。今日は任務用の格好ではないだろう。
とにかく現在の真田さんの最優先事項は学業です。
After the case had closed, I went back to the college even though until recently I had been taking time off to go on my training journey. So Mitsuru had a hand in greeting me to go back. Annoyingly, I mean thankfully, Aegis has taken it upon herself to manage my college credit, which has led to a situation like this. The moment I go off her radar, she suddenly shows up out of nowhere and drags me back to class. My attendance, classwork, study groups, assignment submissions, exams, she has total control of every move. I don't even have time to train
しつこ
anymore.
いぞアイギス。今日は予定があると言ってるだろう。
相変わらずだな、お前たちは。目立ちすぎだぞ。
黒沢さん。
Kurosawa-san appears out of the crowd with a resigned expression. Yes, I was here to meet him today. He's currently a detective with the Metropolitan Police Department and is a trustworthy man who has helped us in secret. Even now, he caught onto the Public Safety Department moves before anyone else and was able to warn us.
授業があるとは聞いてなかった。今日はやめておくか。
ああ、いえ、大丈夫です。アイギス、話せと言ってるだろう。
なるほど。真田さんの予定というのは黒沢さんに会うことだったのですね。
あ、大事な相談があるんだ。
珍しくそうらしい。俺もそんなに暇な方じゃないんでな。アイギス、ここは俺に譲ってくれ。
そういうことなら承知いたしました。後ほどご報告をお待ちしています。
Aegis says so politely as she releases my arm and salutes Kurosawa-san. With that, she disappeared back into the crowd. I swear she's been a pest on purpose and enjoying seeing my reaction. Oh well, I guess that means she's getting even more human-like.
で、俺に相談したいことってのは？
その、今更と言われるかもしれませんが、俺は組織を表から守ろうと思うんです。キャリアとなって。
そういう話か。そっち側の人間ってのは時にシャドウより厄介な相手だぞ。
This sucks. He becoming a police. The thing is, what bothers me is that he becoming a police, and Chie likes him. Like I say, I want Chie to stuck with, Yosuke.
分かっています。だからこそ俺は拳以外の力も手に入れたい。
Kurosawa smirked in response.
いい面構えになったじゃないか。確かもういける年だったよな。
ねえ、ま
あ。なんだ、酒は嫌いか。
いえ、酒とプロテインは意外と合いますから。
The hell?
お前と飲むのは別の意味で疲れそうだな。
Kurosawa looks amused for a moment, then turns and walks away. I follow him into the city. Who else? I think that's all. Well, for the B3 members anyway. Mitsuru Senpai and I are walking through the city, which has suddenly become filled with summer fashion as the long holiday draws to a close. If it's summer, then what is she still gonna wear that? We've been going out together like this for a while, but when she wears clothes more appropriate for her age, Misa looks even better than the models. Heads turn to follow her wherever we go. Mitsuru Senpai doesn't seem fazed by this, though it's more likely that she doesn't have a clue that she's standing out. It's a mystery to me how she doesn't notice that. The only thing that appears to bother her is how she's walking. Yeah, Mitsuru is the best girl.
いいじゃないですか。似合ってますよ。それに、郷に行っては郷に従えって言うでしょ。
If that's the case, I think like the last one will be Mitsuru because we haven't have a personal one.
こんなにひらひらとしたスカートではどうも足元が心もとないだろう。
はあ？先輩、下校館学園で制服着てましたよね。
制服はいいんだ。戦闘服と同じだからな。
戦闘服ね。
お姉さんお姉さん、どこ行くの？
Oh, you did.
女の子二人じゃ寂しいでしょ。俺らとどっか遊び行かね？
どいてもらえないか。今日は友人と久々の休日なのでな。
Oh, again? I mean, yeah, she stands out. But how many times has we been hit on just today?
冷たいこと言わないでよ。じゃあ連絡先だけでもさ、今度飲みにでも行こうよ。
The man hitting on us touches on my shoulder. This guy either has gut or he's really slow on the uptake. Either way, this isn't good at all. Mitsuru Senpai arm flashes out like a snake and grabs the man's wrist.
すまないが、友人に触れられては困るな。さっさと失せた方が身のためだと思う。
私は大丈夫だから。ほら、あんたたちも言った言った。
ごめんなさい。
The guys who talk to us are scared of Mitsuru Senpai, and they run for their lives. I'm happy that she protected me, but it's like she's seriously turning out into an empress. She is though. She's the head of a special battle unit with the mission of exterminating shadows. I wonder if that environment is what's making things worse for her after all. She's still the head of the company, right? I need to help her have some time to enjoy herself.
あっち行きましょう。
I take Mitsuru Senpai's arm and charge into the shopping mall. I'm pretty sure that guys like that won't follow us all the way into a store. After checking out some clothes and other accessories like normal girls in these busy holiday stores, we decide to take a break at the cafe terrace.
楽しかった。
そうだな。
I relax and enjoy the fun we had and take another sip of my iced coffee. Mitsuru Senpai answered me absentmindedly and her tea is left
先
untouched.
輩、この前の事件のこと、今日は忘れる約束でしょ。
ゆかり。
I know it's impossible to keep it from getting to her. After all, the case this time was all because of the Kiryu group's negative legacy. Mitsuru Senpai had taken on the role of the leader of the Kiryu family to atone for her family's past, and yet after being captured by the enemy, she couldn't She couldn't take command of the situation. It may only be natural that she feels responsible for what happened, but even then, I can't be convinced that she needs to bear the weight of all that herself. And there she goes again. I came here today thinking about giving her a piece of my mind. She keeps taking responsibility for everything and worrying about things all on her own. Still, I can't bring myself to say anything about it when I see the looks on her face. I thought that maybe confronting her emotionally like I had back then would lessen the distance between us, but that would just be repeating what I've done before. It'd be sad to have to resort to that again. I mean, we're best friends now, you know? As I try to figure out what to say next, all I hear is the bustle of the busy cafe. Suddenly, a little boy points at me. Everyone turns around at his shout, and the children walking past make a wide circle around us. I hurriedly wave my hands in an attempt to disperse the crowd. Having a role that shows my face can be really inconvenient. That's the opening line of the intro to Featherman Victory, the catchphrase that comes out in every episode of the show. Really? Yeah. The protagonist of the hero just doesn't punish evil. They protect those who are precious to them and give everyone their hope to live. I'm sure that these shows teach a lot of things to children too. I can't help but sigh, but I feel like I've been beaten instead. My best friend believes in me and is watching over me. Well, I should do the same to her, even though I should get the feeling that I sweet talk somehow. I tug on Mitsuru-senpai and we resume our shopping. I'm not sure why, but I feel as if whatever had been bothering me had disappeared. The only one is like left is Mitsuru seen herself. Even before we could complete the follow-up investigation of the case that Minazuki caused, I was summoned by public safety to the government office building. I would have liked to ignore this meeting, which is sure to be nothing more than interrogation, but it's better that I go than for them to get their hands on libraries of Minazuki. Also, I want to make sure that no trouble comes to Yukari and Abada's daily lives.
非常特別制圧部隊エクストラナンバーズの面々についても友人である私の消息不明を心配し、あくまで個人として駆けつけてくれたものであり、シャドウワーカーの活動とは一切無関係です。
詭弁だ。
そもそも第2の事件の発生当初、シャドウワーカーに関連する施設は根拠の乏しい嫌疑により強制捜査を受けている状態でした。出動できる状態だったかどうかは捜査を行った当事者であるあなた方の方がご存知では。またその際、威嚇とはいえ発砲を受けたという報告を耳にしました。まさか同じ警察組織内においてそんな愚行はありえないと私どもは一生に付しておりますが、
小娘が。
しかしご指摘の通り、敵の補修となったことは私の不明によるところ、こちらについてはいかような処分もお受けしたいと考えます。
その補修となった件自体が自作自演であるという報告もあるが。
失礼します。
なんだ。
Oh, this guy.
問中だぞ。
こちらの書類は
Oh, sus
到
of
着次
him.
第いかなる状況でもお渡ししろとの指示でしたので。
The man who enters the room hands a binder full of documents to the man interrogating me. While they are distracted for a moment, the newcomer glances at me. I feel as if I know that man from somewhere, but what was that about?
なんだこれは。ご覧の通り、霧城グループの内定報告書です。
貴様、
ナオト。
こんな内容を出せと命じたわけではない。審議は一時中断だ。後日改めて今後の見通しを通達する。
ナオト。The sudden sourness makes me think this case is coming to an end. But to think someone would be able to turn in a report that would instantly suspend an investigation from these sticklers. It would seem that there are some people, even in public safety, who do not respect their high-ups. Also, that undercover investigation report must have been made by Shirogane. It seems I'm in her debt. When I leave the conference, I see that the other shadow operatives have gathered.
なんだお前たち、なぜこんなところに集まっている？
こいつら全員今回の一件で役に立てなかったから、せめて直談判させろと言って聞かなくてな。
What the hell are you?
ことなく俺も付き合ったというわけだ。
What the heck are you naked again?
行方不明になっていた友人が戻ってくるなり庁舎に召喚されるなど、陰謀の匂いプンプンで心配であります。そう、心配のあまり駆けつけるのは友人として当然の行いなのであります。
I guess. Why are you speaking with such over exaggeration? And what are Yukari and Yuri even doing here?
やっぱさ、友達としては心配じゃない？
Why are you in your
友達ですから。
Why are you in your featherman
そう
thing?
なんたって俺たち大事なお友達だもんな。なんつって。
お前たち、これで目をつけられてもかばってやれないぞ。
平気平気。ほら、私撮影の途中だし。
僕は黒丸の散歩です。
俺はロードワークっすけど。
なんだ順平、ロードワークだったのか。それならそうと早く言え。付き合うぞ。
いや、それは勘弁してください。っていうか空気読んで。
まったく、お前たちは。
Can't help but laugh with amusement. Though this makes me happy as their friend, I have mixed feeling as the leader of our organization. It is see-through though, okay? When the code is like that, you know. There must be many people in the police and in the political realm who don't think well of the P4AU group. Those troublemakers will pounce immediately if we leave even the slightest vulnerability unguarded. But even then, the shadow operatives will continue to protect and serve. We won't let anyone be forced to be alone. We can create a world where everyone will have the strength to deny the fate of destruction. And we will continue moving towards the future for the sake of granting our wishes. The end. Oh, that's long. Oh, it's 2 hours. And there's a lot of reading. Well, this is it for episode P3. I feel like there's something. I can't skip it, okay? We only left episode Adachi, so we'll do that on Thursday, okay? I really feel like it went above and beyond, you know, especially like the one that I really want to see the most, which is Labrys's one. But I do wish that they talk a bit more about the protagonist though, P3 protagonist. Booby trap, huh? I think like there is something at the end of this. But man, there is a lot of people working on this. I was right. Wait, do we even have Igor? I don't remember Igor though. Maybe in P1 Arena, the first one. I think we're at 70%. Okay, this should be the end. The final one. Okay, producer's coming up. And executive producer? Ultra Suplex.
この番組はご覧のスポンサーの協力でお送りしました。
Please tell me there's something. Huh? The true ending. There is another one. Okay, we'll leave it for Thursday, okay? Thursday, what we're gonna do, we're gonna watch the true ending for episode P4, and then we go to episode Adachi, okay? So that's my plan. I'm a bit tired from now. 2 hours, like, it depends on what kind of game I play. Like it depends on what game it is, and this is very tiring if you ask me, because like there's a lot of reading and it tires me out. Like action game like Kingdom Come Deliverance, it doesn't tire me out that much. That's why I can go at like 3-4 hours, you know. But when it comes to a lot of reading, really is hard. Okay, so with that said, I'll end it here. On Thursday we go into the Awakening, and then we go to episode Adachi. Okay, so that's all for now. See you guys next time. Bye bye.